Right, so there's the car left behind, and what a place to park it. Check this out for a view. So I've only been walking a couple of minutes, parked at the end of this reservoir here, and I did think on the map that this was actually going to be a farm. Looks like it was once, not anymore. No signs of life there at all. So it would appear the last sign of civilization was about 2 miles back, and I'm heading in that direction, a good sort of 4 kilometers further on. So I really will be heading into the middle of nowhere. Slightly nervous, but excited as well. Let's keep it going. So, what was left of the road has been left behind, and I'm now following, but hopefully you can make it out behind me. It's a track of sorts. But I've got to say, I am so chuffed, so pleased to be back in this amazing area. And I tell you what, let's hope the sun lasts. Well, even with what I've got there, it's amazing to have it out. And I must say, actually, it's been about 6 weeks since actually I've been out at all. For one thing, life's been really hectic recently, just not had a chance to do it. So really glad to get these couple of days to myself, and what better place to do it than the Cambrian Mountains in the middle of Wales. I'll tell you more about this area when I get to my final destination, because I'll have settled in, had a bit of food, and I'll have a bit more time on my hands. But yeah, the plan for the time being is just to follow this track for, I think, the OS map said it continue for about half a mile, and then it just comes to a southern end. And that's when things are going to get really fun, because, it's going to be cross-country. And, I don't know, this area is well known for its bog. And with all the rain we've had the last couple of days, yeah, things could be fun indeed. So, a few minutes further on, and I've hit my first obstacle. And no, it's not this path, which appears to have turned into a river as well. It's this, my first river crossing. I didn't bank on this even being here, to be honest. The map said there was a bridge, but, I don't see one. But luckily there's a few stones here to jump across. I probably won't feel myself doing it, just in case I end up making a mess of myself. But wish me luck, I'll see you on the other side. Whew. Well, I survived. It wasn't pretty, but I survived. And there still appears to be a path of sorts. Happy days. Oh, what a wally. Why did I go celebrating that path? Because literally turned the corner and it's vanished. You can see we've got a bridge here, but I don't know, the OS map says I need to stick to the southern side of the river, which is this side. And as you can see, other than my shadow down there, there is there's a path going in that direction, but that's going in the wrong way. I need to follow the river. So I think that's the way I'm going to go. I just don't know. I don't know. Let's just keep pushing on. Hope this bog doesn't get too bad. Oh, so as you can see, there is absolutely no sign of a path now at all. And I've hit what I was kind of dreading, which is this tussocky grass, which, I don't know, the Cambrian Mountains are famous for. It's just one of the reasons why it's such an inhospitable place, because it's so difficult to travel across and definitely to build on. I mean, I've already tested how waterproof my boots are. I've sort of been up to my ankle, but luckily I've stayed dry. And I'm thinking it just seems to go on and on. So my thinking is to try and go a bit higher, which is what I will do now. And hopefully then the ground will be a little bit drier. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. But I guess this is all part of the experience. If it was all plain sailing, well, it'd be fun, but it's more fun when you've got a bit of a challenge in your hand, I reckon. So let's keep battling on. Well, do you know, since that last little moan in that tusky grass, the going's actually got a lot easier. And I can actually already see my final destination in the distance. It's not too far at all. But I've had a little bit of a word with myself. I'm going to make a bit of a promise with you now that for the rest of this trip, I'm not going to moan. Well, actually, I say that. I'm not going to moan all the time. I might have the odd little rant about different things, but definitely not about where I am. Because if I just pan around slowly, it's a crime to actually be moaning, because it is absolutely incredible. I mean, look at that. Look at that valley behind me. And the greatest thing, other than the weather that's been really kind so far, is the fact that I put money on the fact that I am the only person around for miles. And that is the greatest thing about the Cambrian Mountains. You can have scenery like this and have it all to yourself. Absolutely incredible. Here we go. I said about there not being anyone around. It looks like I've got some new mates. Hi guys, how's it going? Oh, they're not very friendly. Or maybe they're actually trying to lead me somewhere better. We shall see, but I'm headed in their direction anyway. I'm just hoping they're going to stay friends and not decide to all turn on me. Let's hope. Right, little progress check. I don't know if you can make out that little waterfall in the distance. That is where I'm heading to. You might make out there's a bit of a valley there. I'm planning to camp somewhere in that valley. But as you can see again, there is no path. And I thought this was all going to be really boggy, and I might eat those words again. It might end up being that way. But at the moment, this ground, I thought I'd stop because this ground is absolutely amazing. I'm sort of going to come down a little bit and I'm going to try and show you what I've discovered. So if I stand on this, hopefully you can see, it's basically, I don't know, it's really, there you go, there's a classic one. It's just really, really bouncy and soft. I tell you, I'm tempted to dump all my stuff here and just sleep here. It's like a natural bed. Absolutely incredible. Don't know why it's like that, but hopefully more of the same will be great all the way to that waterfall. Well then, I am a very, very happy man because I've reached this confluence in the river, and I pan around, I've come across another little ruin here. There's another one a little bit further up, and it's just, I mean, I've got no idea what it was used for. I guess it might have been I don't know, a shepherd's hut possibly at some stage, maybe a sheepfold, I don't know, but it looks like it's probably more likely to be a bigger building. And just what an amazing place to have a home. It's just incredible to think that at some stage somebody lived here. And I mean, it's lovely even tonight, but you've got to think that we are at the moment about 400 metres up. So you think the winters here, even today with all this global warming, would still be pretty extreme. Back when people lived here, my goodness me, what a tough way of life that would have been. It is an absolutely gorgeous evening so far. And if I come round again here, you'll see, but hopefully behind me, that waterfall. That's the valley I'm going to be heading for. I don't know, a couple hundred metres left, and hopefully then I'll find somewhere to pitch the tent. It's about... So here we go, 30 minutes later, and I spy, with my little eye, something beginning with T. Finally got the tent up. Only took about 25 minutes this time. Keep getting quicker and quicker each time, so really pleased about that. Not massively chuffed with the pitch, like in terms of where it is, but to be honest, with all this tussocky grass, it's the best I'm going to do. It's sort of fairly flat, a little bit boggy at the back, and with the rain that's forecast later, I'm hoping I don't get flooded. They could be very, very famous last words indeed. But once again, got a nice sort of riverside pitch. Probably be up and down to the toilet all night, but never mind, I love the sound of the running water. And then check out that view from the porch. That's looking west. You can see the rain clouds are already gathering. I'm not going to have an amazing sunset tonight, but the main thing is I've got shelter. So when it does rain, I'm hopefully going to be all right. And the ground around me hopefully won't flood. Fingers crossed. I'll tell you what, before I get some dinner on, I'm just going to introduce, I've realised I've done all this talking and I've taken you to this spot, but I've not really told you anything about the exact spot that I'm in and why I've picked it. So that's what I'll do next. So there we go, the tent's still standing, and well, we've got an odd tree sort of standing up there as well, all on its own. Weird place for it to grow. No other trees around for quite a distance. But anyway, I did say I was going to tell you about the area I'm in. And I came for this amazing valley here. And the great thing about it is, it's one of the only glacial valleys that you'll find in the Cambrian Mountains. Most of the others have been shaped just by rivers. But this was carved by ice, apparently. Did a little bit of research before I came. And another thing I'll tell you about this area is that sort of large, it looks like a hill, but actually, believe it or not, it's a mountain. That mountain behind actually is part of the Pumlumon Massif. God, say that, it sounds like some sort of East London crew, doesn't it? But actually, a massif is sort of a collection of hills or mountains, for any of you who maybe don't know that. And yeah, that one behind is just shy of 700 and it's about 740 metres. The highest point on the Pumlumon Massif is just out of sight, and that is Pumlumon Fow, I believe, and that's 752 metres. I hope to be heading there actually tomorrow. But it's a really, really large area, and as you can see, it is very, very beautiful as well. But I will say actually, I'm not going to tell you exactly the name of the valley that I'm staying in, just because normally when I camp, I watch other people's videos and I head for a place that looks quite good. But with this one, I've actually just looked at a map and I've picked it myself. So I'd like to keep it a little bit of a secret. But all I will say, I'll give you a bit of a clue. I'm to the north of the main Pumlumon Massif. And, well, as you probably noticed, there is a large sort of valley behind me. And with this river that I'm camped next to sort of being a tributary into it. So there's a bit of a clue. You want to do a bit of research and come to this place, you know what to do. Anyway, enough waffling, let's get some dinner on the go. Right, so dinner this evening is, I've actually got, I don't know if you can see it there, I've got plant-based, well it says chickpea and lentil dal from the lovely Asda. To be honest, I actually had a bigger meal earlier before I left, thinking being I wouldn't have to carry as much food all the way up here. Does look pretty filling, full of carbs. Hopefully it's going to be pretty nice as well. To be honest, I've tried this sort of like the vegetable curry in a tin. It's actually really, really nice. So yeah, if you've never tried this tin stuff before, it's actually worth a try. It's not too bad at all. And I tell you, it's a lot cheaper than those, I don't know, sort of Bear Grylls type meals you can get for like Go Outdoors or the other outdoor shops. A couple more minutes. Tell you what, really looking forward to tucking into this. Oh, it does smell good. Oh, so food all cooked. Moment of truth, let's give it a try. Oh, I'll tell you what, you might be able to tell I'm a bit bunged up. I've had a bit of a cold the last few days. I'm a teacher that comes to the territory, you have a holiday, and that's it, you get ill. But I wasn't going to let it stop me, and I'll tell you what, I can still taste this. It's got a good bit of flavour to it. And I'll tell you what, you can't have anything sort of Indian related food-wise without a beer. Couldn't bring a Kingfisher, didn't fancy bringing a bottle to be honest. So it's a can of the tried and tested Brewdog Punk IPA instead. Such a good beer this. Cheers. Oh, I don't know what it is. I always enjoy a beer, especially at the end of a week. But when you're out camping like this, beer just seems to taste so much better. Let me know if you agree. I'm sure, I don't know, but it's definitely the case for me that every time I go out, it's always so much nicer. Because, I don't know, you feel like you've worked really hard just to get it. You know, you've hiked the place that you've camped, you've pitched the tent in, then of course you pitch the tent. And if you're anything like me, that takes quite a bit of wrestling and a few swear words. And then you finally get to chill with your food and your drink. So dinner all finished, just got dessert to enjoy in a few minutes time. That's going to go down really, really well with the rest of that beer. But anyway, I thought I'd come out and just do one last little bit of filming before we lose all of the daylight. I must say, don't be fooled by the daylight on this video. It's actually a lot darker in reality. And it's actually just gone 20 past 9 now. So the sun's going down. I reckon within about half an hour, it will be pretty much dark. In fact, with the clouds up there, it is going to be pitch black like I have never, ever known it. You know, living in Hertfordshire, you know, in a town with sort of 70,000 people, you're used to noise, you're used to light. It's going to be a real shock to the system when that sun really does go down. But anyway, I thought I'd stop. What I'd do is, I thought I'd stop talking. As lovely as my voice is, you probably would rather just hear some nice, relaxing tunes and see some lovely shots of the scenery around. So that's what we'll do. So, just retreated to the tent, had the first rain shower of the evening. And I suppose shouldn't be that much of a surprise. You know, being in this part of Wales, fine weather can never really last that long. But, you know, not complaining. It's I've got, you know, a pretty nice evening of weather considering what it was like driving here. And yeah, I'm in the safety of the tent now. And hopefully it's going to keep me dry, because I am expecting the rain to return. The forecast did say a good 5 hours or so of rainfall until the early hours. So yeah, should be here any time. But I must say, just being in the tent, it has made me think about those of you who are maybe watching this and are new to wild camping. You're probably watching this thinking, my goodness me, you know, he's a bit mad, sort of heading off into the middle of absolutely nowhere to do this. And you know, when you think about it, sometimes when I do stop and think, you know, it is a bit mad. You know, if I was to have an accident, or there did have to happen to be somebody mad wandering the moors, there's no one around to help. But let's be honest, I mean, you're far more at risk being in your town or city than you are being out here. And yeah, there's no real risk at all. And if anything, coming out in the summer is one of the best times to do it. And that's because not only is the weather warm, but also the nights are short. So if you think about it, it's only just got dark and it's about 10:30 now. It's just gone 10:30. And it's going to be getting light again about 4 o'clock. So in about sort of 5.5, 6 hours time, they'll be light. So I will say it's a massive difference to being out in the winter. Those of you watching this who have camped out in the winter, you'll be only too aware how you have to entertain yourself for up to about 15 hours or so. It gets dark at about 4, and you've got to sit it out until about 7 o'clock when the sun comes up again. So yeah, if you are a bit nervous, it's completely fine to feel like that, and I completely understand you. Even now, after all the times that I've done it, I still get a bit nervous. But it's good to push yourself. It's good to challenge yourself, and I promise you, if you do it, you'll feel amazing at the end. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on. It's time I got my head down, tried to get a bit of sleep. So I guess I'll say good night and see you in the morning. Night, night. So here we go. Breakfast all eaten. An amazing cup of coffee to wake me up. And there we go. I'm all packed up and ready for the off. And if I come round, you'll see that I followed the Wild Camping Code. LNT, leave no trace. Other than a little bit of flattened grass, that's the only evidence that I was actually here. Alrighty then. So I reckon this is as good a place as any to finish the video. I'll be honest, my journey back to the car has got one last little adventure in it, which is to enjoy a bit of a wild swim in this spot here. It's only about 100 metres away from where I've camped, and it's nice and deep, lovely and clear, and nice and slow moving as well. So perfect for that. But to be honest, I am not going to include it in the rest of this film. Firstly because I've waffled on too much already, and this film I reckon is already nearly 20 minutes long. But also because, sadly, there is no James Bond body here. So I suppose I'm more of a milk bottle than a stud. So yeah, I reckon I will leave that one out. But yeah, I will say again, if you've hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, don't forget to click like and also subscribe, so you'll be able to see my next adventure, which is actually going to be coming up. I mean, you'll probably see it a week from now, but actually I'm out again tonight, and I'll be heading up to, well, if I can make it, the summit of Pumlumon that I spoke about yesterday. Really, really looking forward to that. Okay, thanks again for watching. Take care of yourselves, and see you soon. Bye-bye.